Alrighty guys, we're back for Mono Blue Tempo, and this is a Through the Omenpaths standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. We have all four: Secret Identity, 1 blue mana instant speed, choose 1. Conceal, until end of turn. Target creature you control becomes a citizen with base power toughness 1/1 and gains hexproof. Nice. Or Reveal, until end of turn. Target creature you control becomes a hero with base power toughness 3/4 and gains flying and vigilance. A very cool protection spell, should very much come in handy today. So we have a couple Makdee and Itla, Skysnarers. The 2 mana 2/2 legendary creature rockin' flying. Artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter tapped. Nice, that's a good ability, especially in a deck list that's bouncing the opponent's creatures back to hand, like all 4 bounce off. How about a couple Into the Flood Maw? A couple top end Aetherize as well, should do the thing nicely. We do have more new cards packed in. We have Belion, the Parched. It's a 2 blue mana, 2/2 legendary creature. Whenever you cast a blue spell, if Belion is a creature, he gets +1/+1 until end of turn. At the beginning of your end step, untap Belion until your next turn. He becomes a land, and he taps for blue. It gives us a note he's not a creature during this time. That seems really cool. I'm excited to see how much this actually does today. So what other creatures do we got packed in? We have all 4 Floodpits Drowner. We have all 4 Enduring Curiosity on the top end for the main card draw of the build. We have all 4 Tempest Djinn as well. I can't believe we do not see more Tempest Djinn. I'm actually going to go over it here. It's an important creature. So 3 mana, all 3 blue pips up there. It's a 0/4. This creature gets +1/+0 for each basic island you control. Also flying will come in handy too, right? With 24 islands packed into the deck list, the Tempest Djinn gets chunky pretty fast. How about some counter spells? That's important for Mono Blue Tempo, right? We got all 4 3 steps ahead. Got to do some rearranging for sure. And in this deck list, that middle ability copying a Tempest Djinn can be very deadly for the opponent. We have all 4 Phantom Interference. This one could probably be your counter spell of choice, but I think it'll be fine and dandy. Again, got to do some rearranging for the spree cost. All right, that's it. Oh, some honorable mentions. Thought about more card draw. Thought about Chart a Course. That could be a neat one in here. And Quick Study as well is a simple card draw spell that would probably work pretty well in here, honestly. All right, guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. All right, we got right into that first game. What am I expecting from the build? I'm expecting a little bit, man. I think it's going to be pretty good. And I love this style of tempo where we got a lot of creatures packed in. Good stuff. We keep it. Get to see what Belion can do right away. They save the bounce off. Aetherize is a pretty good draw. Alright, Belion can come down. Turns into a land. Then that's crazy, dude. That's really cool. We don't got to worry about removal for the Belion. And we get to keep the bounce off open, which doesn't look like it's going to come in handy yet. But yeah, the Aetherize is definitely going to come in handy against this style of deck list. They send a Sephiroth. That means they have a Sephiroth in hand. Or 2, because honestly, keeping that on top, probably, unless they're looking for the 3rd mana too, I suppose. Alright. With the 3rd mana down, 3 steps ahead is pretty good to keep open here. We do have the swing with the Belion. It wouldn't be terrible to just go ahead and play the Makdee and Itla here. Still have 2 mana open then for a bounce off and a secret identity if we want. We probably just keep the 3 steps ahead open though with the bounce off too. Do they go for the chump, or do they plan on just sacrificing Sage next turn? Take the 2. 3 steps ahead and bounce off open. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Aetherize open too. Yeah. Yeah, but we kind of are hoping for more creatures for the Aetherize for sure. Umbral Collar Zealot. To really be concerned about here, right? Still be a good counter though. Alright. Hello, opponent. Yeah, it's a worthwhile counterspell. It's not exactly what we wanted, but it's still worthwhile, I would say. More land is not terrible. Though I wouldn't mind even more counterspells when it comes time for their Sephiroth. Artifacts and creatures will enter tapped. Get that swing with the Belion. Yeah, based on everything that's happened so far this game, I kind of feel like I probably should have played this last turn so we could start swinging in the air with it too, right? Probably, because the 3 steps, well, hitting the Umbral Collar, okay, timeline, okay, enters tapped, which is good news. So it actually came in handy, since they have hasty creatures. Cool. Might go for the tempo thing here. That has menace, so it gets by. Yep, I'll take the 1, keep everything else back. Yeah, bounce off on the timeline collar could slow them down. It's a good tempo play. I'm going to go for it. And we'll see if they chump with the infestation. Oh, another bounce off is pretty good. Could bounce off first, swing for 5. Not terrible. I'm still thinking about that Aetherize, though. When's that going to come into play, you know? Okay. I'll go for the 5. We'll still have 4 mana open, but I'm probably just going to take the 1 from the Gorehound. This has been a little bit of an oddball game, right? Right away from this one, too, you can see where I had that extra card draw in the honorable mentions, and that would very much come in handy here for sure. For 1, yep, we take it. Now with the 3rd open, and it is actually going to be an Orzhov deck list, guys. This whole time we thought it was mono black. Okay, and they might just be splashing white in there for a couple cards. And the splash of white would make sense, especially since they have the timeline collar. Enters tapped. Yeah, it's good because the Belion will still get a good swing then, too. Vengeful Blood Witch. Oh, very nice. Enters tapped. Alright, get the Surveil. Yeah. We get a good swing. Oh, Into the Flood Maw. And we should probably do it before combat. Same thing as last time. Wait, can we... Do we have enough to win this turn? Do we have 8 damage? No. We have 1, 2, push to 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I right? Yeah, if we do the bottom ability on the identity. Yeah, we only have 7. So we still want to play it slow, still want to do the tempo thing. So we'll go ahead, bounce the Vengeful Blood Witch. Swing for 5. Yeah, worth it. Keep Aetherize open. Slow and steady. Yeah, with Secret Identity, bringing it up to a 3-4. And then an extra 2. Yeah, we only would have had 7. I'm pretty sure. What you got for me, opponent? What you got? Yeah, we very much did the tempo thing. I think I'm just gonna take the 2, keep the Secret Identity as protection. it's just, we're not in any direct danger here, so what's the point of the Aetherize? Good game, opponent. Yeah, we just really did the tempo thing. Kind of crazy to see the, hold on, let me take a look-see at the battlefield here. It's kind of crazy how much this actually does when we're tempoing out the opponent's creatures. They can't really get chump blockers down for our other creatures too, like the Belion here. Just being able to swing in for like 3 every turn. We continuously bounce their creatures on our turn, getting that boost. Cool little combo, man. And there's only 2 of each of those in here, and I'm tempted by 3 of each after that game. Wow, that was good. And then also after that game too, I'm still thinking about more card draw for the deck list too. So yeah, we gotta very much consider more card draw, but we'll see how the rest of the matches go. I also don't really like what I countered earlier. I think that maybe saving the 3 steps ahead could have been a little better. Okay, opponent goes first, and this one might be a little bit of a problem. But we keep it, right? I think it would be a weird mulligan too. We just don't have a lot of our other tempo pieces and no true protection outside of the bounce off. So Phantom Interference is pretty good. Since they went first too, we can potentially stop their turn 3, which is excellent. We do that over the Belion, I would say. There we go, Secret Identity, beautiful. All of a sudden the hand is just incredible, wow. So with Fountain Port Plains, you want to keep the counterspell open for their Caretaker's Talent, for sure. They pass it back. They know, guys. Right, so now we get the Belion down, because it's going to turn itself into a land, and we'll still have the Phantom Interference. And I would not be afraid to give it hexproof either, and then just keep the bounce off open if they're going to go for like a get lost. Fountain Port Fishy for the turn. Fountain Port Fishy? I don't know. I don't know, guys. Okay, right, so if they do have the get lost, well, I mean, we have the island open, and that's probably what they're thinking about too. Like, what are the odds type of thing? And also, they don't know what's in here. We could totally be the type of deck list that has Spell Pierce and stuff as well. Yeah, so what we want to do is we'll go ahead, Secret Identity here. Totally fine. Give it hexproof. And it still turns into a land, and then we'll still have Bounce Off and Into the Flood Maw open. Into the Flood Maw is significant because, of course, it can bounce the Caretaker's Talent that I was worried about back, and there it is, right? Right on time. We'll go ahead, give them a tapped fishy. Get this off the... Wait, does the tapped fishy come down first? We promise a gift as you cast this spell. We create a tapped fish token before its other effects. Crap. Crap, guys. I completely overlooked that. You know what? You can have the Caretaker's Talent for now. Oh, man. Right. That's a problem, and well played by the opponent, as they definitely played around our counterspell. And they played around it very well. Tempest Djinn before combat. No protection left in hand. Turn 4 still pretty scary, but a board wipe only hits 1 creature thanks to the Belion's awesome ability here. Also, if they do board wipe, we do have bounce off for the Tempest Djinn if we want to try to recast it next turn. Yeah, hitting the Caretaker's Talent with an Into the Flood Maw, I think would be worthwhile in certain scenarios, but I don't know about this scenario, you know? Sanguine Evangelist. Nice. So they're going to get the card draw anyway. So in this scenario, right, they get the card draw for the turn. Then we can give them the fishy, and they won't get another card draw. So now might be the time to bounce the Caretaker. They get a fishy, though. That's always a little scary. And it really depends if we decide that we're going to hold the counterspell for the talent next turn, too. Okay, bounce off. Floodpits. I'm going to make sure we have 2 open at the end for the Phantom Interference. Get that above the Evangelist. Totally worthwhile getting rid of their flyer, right? Then trying to push 6 damage through here. Keep a bounce off and an interference open, and a Floodpits Drowner for that matter. The Makdee and Itla would be awesome on this board state, but we just have to have some patience here. They do go for the block. They get another little flyer. It's worthwhile. The opponent is saying, while we have the block, we should take the block. I do think I agree with that. All right. Keep it all open. Let's see what we can pull off here. Belion. Crazy. Crazy right now, dude. In both of these games. What a card. It was tapped land. That's good news. That's very good news, because I think a 5-mana Caretaker's Talent is well worth it. Voice of Victory still playing around it. Luckily, we had Floodpits Drowner too, so we can still do the thing and do it well. Wait a minute, guys. Voice of Victory. I've played this game once before. We wanted to play Floodpits Drowner. We wanted to do it before the voice actually hit the board on the stack, right? What? I guess we don't do that. We could Floodpits Drowner now, banish it, all in one turn. That's a bit of a problem, actually. Voice of Victory in general is a huge problem for this deck list. If we bounce it, they're just going to play it again. Yeah, that's a huge problem, dude. What do we do about that? Because they'll have around the counterspell next turn. Maybe they'll go for Caretaker's Talent instead. They got great chumps here, and I think they want to take these chumps while they have them. I'm going to save the other bounce off. We're going to save the interference and the Drowner again, just like last turn. And hopefully, me not doing the Drowner on the stack, because we could have tapped the bat, right? Would have had a good swing in the air. I'd say 24 mana in here for a very good reason. We're kind of in desperate need to see more islands off the top, too. Like I said, take the chumps while they have them. They really don't want to take 6 here. It's going to be some removal, maybe? We're going to save the bat for a future chump. Down to 11. Wow. Oh boy. Alright. End turn. Hopefully I'm making some good decisions here overall. Gotta watch out for the voice bottom ability. There's a Get Lost. So there's no way that this counterspell's not worth it, right? This is definitely worth keeping the Belion around, because we'll still have bounce off open. Just watch out for the voice ability, right? I hope that's okay, because the opponent's playing around this beautifully, really well. There's the Caretaker's Talent. We wouldn't have had the Phantom Interference counter anyways. They go plus, they target bat. We bounce bat. They play voice. Tempest Djinn. Wow. Wow. I was not expecting the concede at all. That was anyone's game for sure, and it was going to be... It's going to be a good fight, I would say, right? A good back and forth. With the bounce, they still would have had the voice on the ground to block the Belion. No, we could have Floodpits Drownered. And then we'd have 6, maybe 7 if we saw land. They didn't know what was left in our hand. That was another game where we could have easily fizzled out in our hand, right? Easily. We got to watch out for that. With our top end being our main card draw, and we're not seeing the Curiosity in the last couple of games. And also, we would have barely been able to cast the Curiosity in that last game too, right? We would have had to keep everything open and then use the Belion as ramp, which is a crazy card right now, dude. I'm very tempted by 3. So there's the Curiosity, but then none of our other creatures this time around. We go first. We definitely give it a shot, for sure. Yeah, so far so good. I love this style of deck list. It's very, very fun. I always tell, if you like aggro, right? Or maybe you watch the channel for aggro deck lists, then you should try tempo sometimes, because it totally does the aggro thing, but knows how to deal with your opponent's things as well very nicely. Of course, it's very different. I guess it's a little different in how it plays. You have to have a bit more patience, but still, it's a lot of fun. Of course, it has to be this style of tempo too. It has to actually have a lot of creatures. Youthful Valkyrie, totally worth the counter here. 2 mana for a 2 mana, and Youthful Valkyrie gets out of hand very fast. Alright, third open. We're 3 steps ahead. Yeah, Restoration Magic over there too. Scary. Call Angel on the Cavern of Souls. Can no longer be countered. We could tap it down or go for card draw. We're just going to go for card draw on the stack here. Totally fine. Let's see what we see. Looking for the 4th mana for the Curiosity. I think both Curiosities are going to be important. I think the Bounce Off is probably going to be important, not for the Inspiring Overseer, though. Alright, unfortunately, it's going to be a 3 steps ahead. Now that they have the Cavern of Souls on the board, pretty dangerous. Looking for mana. There it is. Awesome stuff, man. Alright. Curiosity and Floodpits Drowner open for the opponent's turn. And Bounce Off. Maybe 3 steps ahead, depending on what they play, too. Everything open for the opponent's turn here. They find their 4th. They don't, but it's going to be an Authority. Alright, I don't want them to gain 1, so we go Curiosity on the stack of the Authority and see if they pop the Curiosity with spot removal. Sheltered by Ghost. Very nice. There's a really good reason to wait until the very end of the opponent's turn to do things, and I went for the greed there. I didn't want them to gain 1 life, and a Sheltered by Ghost is brutal. So I suppose with the ward too, we can't just like Floodpits Drowner banish the Overseer. We could go Bounce Off and have nothing open for the turn. Alright, we awkwardly keep everything open and regret my decisions. Now, even so, it still could have been like a get lost at the end of their turn too, so yeah, we'll take the 3 here, I suppose. Yeah, the extra ward too, and this time I will wait till the very, very end for the Curiosity. They're rocking Naya colors over there. That's pretty neat, opponent. Okay, Giada. Now they only got 1 open. Too bad we can't counter these. Giada would be a very good counter. Alright, Curiosity number 2. Come on down. Go up to 25. Bounce Off is good. Start with the swing, see what we draw. Yep, because more mana would be good to help us get around that ward. Go down to 21, see what we see. 25th mana would be good. There it is, guys. Very nice. Wow. So with green in there too, I mean, there's probably some form. All right, keep it all open, right? Some form of protection, but I think it's fine to keep it open. On the stack of an Angel, we probably want to... Wow. Well, good thing we have double Bounce Off. This Cavern of Souls is our nemesis this game for sure. Oh, man. They don't want them to attack with the 3. 1 second, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy. I want to make sure I do this correctly because I feel like I haven't been playing the best of my ability today. Where a player attacks with 5 or more creatures. So it's 3 or more creatures when they draw a card. So I guess before the swing, we can still bounce both of these. So I guess this is fine. We don't want Aurelia coming in with extra counters either, but we're still going to bounce it. I guess it's totally fine to do this now since they're tapped out and pay the extra ward. Right? They're tapped out. We get the Enduring Curiosity back to go up to 22. Then this comes down. Now it's not 3 or more creatures. We could tap it down with the Floodpits Drowner instead. Banish it that way. See what they do here. Right, bounce off the Aurelia. It's 5 mana. It's better than the Drowner, right? Although I wouldn't mind an extra creature on the board. Swing with both Curiosity and Giada probably sticks around. Floodpits Drowner next turn for the Aurelia. See what we draw here. Draw a lot. Nice stocked up hand. Oh, Belion. Very nice, guys. And also 3 steps ahead copying the Enduring Curiosity would be really good too. We have 5 mana here then. Wow, this is crazy, dude. Crazy. All right. Make sure you do the Floodpits Drowner before the swing. And Into the Flood Maw too in hand, so not too concerned. I do think that the opponent is in significant danger here. Especially with all the card draw on the double Curiosity. Yeah, if they don't do something fancy, then we're going to go ahead 3 steps ahead, copy the Curiosity. Well, they just swing with Giada, guys. I'll take the 2. They're skipping the Aurelia for the turn. Terra Symbiosis, they still got 2 mana open here. It is worthwhile making them pay the rest, right? No, we'll just fool on 3 steps ahead, right? We'll just fool 3 steps ahead here. Totally fine. We draw 2. Alright, discard one of the islands. Still got 2 mana open. Oh, nice opponent. They actually ramp into a Resplendent Angel. Very nice. Got a good amount. Got a good amount on the board here, don't we? We can Into the Flood Maw. Into the Flood Maw. Resplendent Angel, I suppose, right? Boost the Belion. That's 11 damage on the board. Phantom Interference, Secret Identity. GG opponent. GG, buddy. The tempo, guys. The tempo strikes again. A lot of options there. I was getting hit with analysis paralysis towards the end for sure. Actually, towards the middle. You know what? Towards the beginning, too. There's a couple things. If you're trying to boost the Belion by playing your cards, if you're playing your cards and their creatures, they're getting the life gain back from the authority anyways. So it's I guess counterproductive at that point to dump your creatures on the board to boost the Belion. Really, if authority wasn't there, then yeah, I think I would have just dumped everything. I would have probably played Floodpits Drowner. I guess at that point we wouldn't have had the 4 mana for the top ability on the interference, but still, Floodpits Drowner, Secret Identity, boost the Belion that way too, and really, really would have just went for it. But also, Slow and Steady would have worked here as well. If we couldn't have found the lethal, just Slow and Steady, win in a couple turns instead. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Let's keep the ball rolling. Potentially the last game of the evening here, depending on how long it is. And also, guys, while I have you here, towards the middle-ish, end-ish of the video, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too. If you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. Also, guys, the YouTube side of things. If you enjoy the video, make sure you drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, make sure you drop it a subscribe. Really does help out the channel, guys. So thank you, thank you. All right, opponent goes first. Bring it on, opponent. Let's keep it. Pretty good. Edge Rover, cool. That's a good one versus this deck list. Into the Flood Maw open, hoping for just a tempo. We go for the swing, I'll take it. Okay. Floodpits Drowner open. third mana, swings with the Rover. Take it. Ow. My face. Winter Night Stories. I was kind of hoping for a creature to tap down, honestly. Good play, opponent. Good play. I'm going to hold it all. I am. I'm going to save that Floodpits Drowner for a chunkier thing. Winter Night Stories might tell us a little bit more about the opponent's deck list. I have no idea what we're up against. All right. Save it all awkwardly. Ooh, Tempest Djinn. While they're tapped out. I mean, they got blue over there. Oh, crap, dude. Okay, let's try it. I think usually we might try to hold Tempest Djinn until we have protection with, like, the secret identity open. I'd love to see this do the thing today. A little bit more than just the hexproof one. I want to see the 3/4 do the thing. It helps us get around, like, nowhere to run and stuff, too. Really neat. Roaming Throne. Bird. What? What? Okay, Phantom Interference is pretty good. Probably Curiosity turn, huh? I'm very concerned for what the opponent's doing, but should we be? Maybe we can hold Interference and Secret Identity open, and everything. We can keep everything open. Just go for the swing. Play it slow. Like I said last game, you don't have to do everything all at once. Slow and steady. Oh crap, Cavern of Souls over there again too, our nemesis. Saz's Chocobo. It is a bird, in fact, so... Okay. Okay. Double from the throne. Okay, alright, hold on. Now, Traveling Chocobo would also get doubled from the throne too, right? The Goose Mother. And it can't be countered, guys. X's 2 happens twice thanks to the... No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. It does. We get a couple foods, right? Great half. Okay, that's pretty cool, opponent. I don't know what's happening, but that's pretty cool. Yeah. Right. What was I gonna do for the turn? I guess Enduring Curiosity blocks the Rover, and they get... That's fine, right? Totally fine. I love the opponent's deck list so far. You gotta give props to any opponent who brings something different to the table, for real, guys, because Standard is very strong and brutal. So they're rocking Simic Birdies. They got the Goose Mother. I couldn't be more pleased with what we're up against right now. So we could tempo the Goose Mother, but they get a whole bunch of food then. This is a really good trade for them. Secret Identity helps us not trade, but that kind of, like, we'd rather just push the damage, you know? And tap down with a Floodpits Drowner instead, go for the swing. That's much better than Into the Flood Maw, isn't it? That's much, much better. We do this now because we are going for the damage push. We don't have to worry about banishing the Goose Mother. We can keep everything else open. See what we draw here. They might want to chump, honestly. Taking 9's pretty crazy. Secret Identity. Not worth it. We want to keep it as protection. Only push the Secret Identity if it's actually going to get you that victory, right? Another one. Very nice. Everything's good here. Also, guys, Floodpits Drowner, you have to tap it for the bottom ability too, so yeah. You'd want to flash it on their turn, then do the bottom ability on your turn. But like I said, we're pushing the damage, we're going for it. Let's see what they got for us. We do have the Ward 2 on the Roaming Throne if we have to use our Into the Flood Maw. Phantom Interference might not hit too much here, so... As his Chocobo gets a good boost. But we're still alive, so... Yeah, we're full leaning into victory with the Tempest Djinn next turn. And no matter what, it has to survive. As long as we survive any swings that the opponents have, as long as we take care of any flyers they have in the air, that's all that matters. We take any amount of chumps and whatnot. Demolition Field doing nothing versus this island deck list. Bart's and Boko enters each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. Nice. Nice, and it's really cheap here too. All right. I'm glad we got double secret identity right now. The Floodpits Drowner. Oh, it happens twice. They got 10 on the board. We still have the Into the Flood Maw open. We'll just protect the Tempest Djinn. Anyone's game, dude. It really, really is. I'm on the edge of my seat. Dazzling Denial. They say you want to protect the Djinn, you got to tap out. No. Counter that spell unless its controller pays 4 instead, and they do have the bird. Oh, I love the opponent's deck list so much. It's so freaking cool, man. We have to use our secret identity number 2. It lands. First one gets countered. It's worthwhile. It's worthwhile keeping that Djinn. And then Into the Flood Maw still open here. Unfortunately, Djinn will not be enough to push the damage through in the air without the secret identity. So we're in danger. We really, really are. We should totally take the Into the Flood Maw tempo on the Saz's Chocobo here. Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. See, playing slow and steady might not have been the best idea here because we could have bounced the Bart's and Boko and had 10 damage on the board. Oh, Aetherize is really good, though. Holy cow. Right, so 10 damage on the board still gets around the food. We would have had lethal damage. But they still have a card in hand we don't know about, too. So it also could have been some tempo play. But we had Phantom Interference. I missed lethal, guys, for sure. Should have bounced the Bart's and Boko. But we have Phantom open with the Aetherize. Still worthwhile for the full swing here, for sure. Because we force a block into the Curiosity. And we could still see something. Curiosity comes back. It's too bad. It's too bad. We could get the secret identity here. See what we draw. Ooh, another Curiosity is really good too. So Goose Mother will be able to swing. Let's see what the opponent can pull off here. Because, yeah, if we lose, I guess it was my fault, right? Especially since we could have just taken the damage last turn, bounced the Bart, and still had 2 mana. No, we would have been tapped out. Phantom Interference would have only been able to interfere on our turn once we untap. So there's still a chance that they would have found something else, right? Sacrifice a food, draw a card. Are they going to do that? Let's see what they do first. They do. 3 cards in hand. They're out of food. I guess if they drew into a Spectral Denial, I guess we lose. Because it's only 2 mana. Nice, it lands. Beautiful. Speaking of drawing into a Spectral Denial, I guess you want to activate that before they pop the food. But my thought process was, let's get that life gain off the board. Can't be countered. They want the Goose Mother in the air to be able to block the Tempest Djinn. Still got a ton of mana here. Oh no, guys. Oh no. Yeah, if we lose this one, I do think it came down to me. They still keep 2 open to play around the Phantom Interference. It might be worthwhile having them tap 2. It might also just be worthwhile using the Lander token. Alright, Goose Mother comes down. It's a 4/4. Gets 1 food this time, not 2, thank goodness, right? Yeah, Lander token also works because we're thinning the deck list, which is pretty significant. Because we want to find a way to get rid of the Goose Mother. What have I done, guys? Oh, second Tempest Djinn's really good, too. Yep, so the swing happens, we force a block. Play the second Tempest Djinn, have Enduring Curiosity, too. Open with the Phantom Interference. Really good, man. Yeah, no matter what, we got to get rid of this Goose Mother, so we accept that trade all day. And so does the opponent. No extra card draw. Tempest Djinn comes down. Maybe. Activate their own Lander token. Oh dear, guys. Oh dear. I really should have pushed the aggro. I'm scared, man. Because we're at 8. We might have to block this turn. Really depends what the opponent's doing. Thank goodness for Curiosity, but again, at any point they can find another Dazzling Denial. Here comes Throne. Can't be countered because they called Golem on this one, Bird on this one. So Cavern of Souls, pretty brutal, but also Phantom Interference at this stage in the game doesn't do too much for us. Mossborn Hydra is not something in the air, but still worth the counter spell here, right? Oh, I'm sorry, opponent. Actually, yeah, we full pay, don't we? We do full pay for more stuff in the air. They still got 1 mana open then, so it's much better than the Curiosity. Get the Hydra off the board. Winter Night Stories, but they're out of mana, so I guess if they find an untapped mana and a bounce spell, GG opponent. Oh, thank goodness we didn't get punished, guys. Thank goodness, man. I was worried that whole time that that my little mishap would have caused us the game. Wow, Platinum Tier 1 too. Huh. Cool. That's nice, man. Ever since the new set, I've just been accidentally ranking up while we try out these new cards. That's really nice. Kind of unexpected, too. End of video pack, let's do it. Yeah, I feel like I could have played this out much, much better. A little bit more practice with the deck list before sitting down to record. Definitely could have helped, right? All right, hey, that was my 4th Detect Intrusion. Okay. Cool stuff, man. Look at this. Blue Tempo. Enduring Curiosity was great. Tempest Djinn was great. Floodpits Drowner, I just don't know how to play with, I guess, right? But it's a good card. It's a very good card. Belion, wow. I don't have the 3rd one yet. I like it a lot. Belion was awesome. I'd play 3 of them in here for sure. Makdee and Itla, we saw how valuable it is to actually have artifacts and creatures the opponent's control enter tap. We know that that's a good ability. We already know that. Authority of Consuls holds up so many games, and not only holds it up, just taking emergency chump blockers out of the opponent's equation is incredible. And then not only that, when you pair it with the other tempo cards, that's crazy business, man. It really, really is. When you're bouncing the creatures and then just forcing them to enter in tapped and stuff, I really love the 2 of Belion, the 2 of Makdee. I would consider 3 of each. They are legendary. They are going to hold you up sometimes. I don't know how crucial they are to the deck list, but oh, I do have 3 of the Makdee and Itlas too. So for now, though, the deck list performed so well, even when I wasn't performing so well, I'm not going to change anything, dude. I'm going to keep it exactly the same, although I would consider 3 of each, or at least 3 Belions, because Belion was awesome today. Just remember, legendary creature will hold you up sometimes. Phantom Interference, honestly, if we divided this into like 4 different counter spells, we'd probably have an equal amount of success with it, right? Have like an Essence Scatter style counter spell, like the one that actually has double blue, since we only have islands in here, would work really well. I don't know what it's called right now. But also Spell Pierce is always one to keep your eye on depending on what you're up against too. And there's other cool counter spells similar to Phantom Interference like Divert Disaster and stuff too, if you think that that Lander token would come in handy to get more islands to boost your Tempest Djinns, right? So Divert Disaster is a really neat one too. There's the Essence Scatter, but not the one I'm looking for right now. There it is, Long River's Pool. So double blue, instant speed, you can gift a card. counter target creature spell. If the gift was promised, you just counter target spell instead. So usually you just want to hit creatures with this. That's fine and dandy, very good. It's just like in a deck list that's only running islands, it's just an essence scatter, right? But then also, in case of emergency, give the opponent a card, counter their most valuable thing. All of a sudden, that's pretty good, right? So I could see dropping Phantom Interference, going up a couple Long River Pools, maybe a couple negates, right? There's the negate to counter target non-creature spell. Because there's going to be like very few matches that a negate just misses. Like I can't think of a single all creatures deck list. There's usually something, even against like mono red or something, just countering a lightning strike could be crucial. So yeah, I could see dropping Phantom Interference, go up a couple negates, go up a couple Long River Pools. I think Long River's pool in general will be pretty good in here, but we do see some control deck lists that just don't play any creatures, right? They just go the full mill route. So that is where you'll be gifting a lot of cards, and gifting a card can be brutal too, because they could draw something even better than what you countered. It's a little bit of a gamble, but again, deck list performs so well. I'm not changing anything, just talking about potential changes. Now, what about the do not craft list, guys? Yeah, because put everything on the do not craft list for the first couple weeks of any given set. There is a good chunk of new rares in here. No, there's not. There really isn't a chunk of new rares, but there's a good chunk of rares in general. So there's our commons, there's our uncommon. Secret Identities, a new uncommon for Blue Tempo. Worth the craft, dude. I think I'll be playing a lot of Secret Identity, and I do think that reveal will come in handy eventually. We saw in that match where even just turning it into a 1/1, like the Tempest Djinn into a 1/1, still boosted it by 1 because its original power is 0, and it still gets +1/+0 for each basic island too. So yeah, Secret Identity with Tempest Djinn, perfect little pairing. Really like that a lot. As far as the new rares, for Mono Blue Tempo, Belion might be worth the craft. I'm not much of a blue player, right? So I don't really know. But I think that if I didn't already have the 2 for this deck list, I personally would have crafted the 2 for this deck list. And I do think that there's going to be other tempo lists that I play this in, even when it's not mono blue. I might try Belion in like an Azorius tempo build at some point. It really depends. But like I said, guys, put it on the do not craft list. If you already have the cards, perfect, man. Try this out. And if you're an aggro player, like I said in the middle of the video, try tempo sometime. It's a good time. It's good to interact with the opponents to a significant degree, and then still do kind of the aggro thing as you're swinging with your creatures. Still has that similar feeling, right? Yeah, I liked this one a lot. The Enduring Curiosity could probably be a 2 of, and you could go up some cheaper draw spells, Chart a Course or the Quick Study. Could be cards you could trade in over Enduring Curiosity. Those both made the honorable mention for a very good reason. And Quick Study is just a common too. What's Chart a Course? Chart a Course is an uncommon. What about the old version? Uncommon. Okay, yeah, no, all of them are uncommon. How about the Quick Study? Yep, Quick Study is a common. So yeah, could be a great budget trade-in card draw over like the Enduring Curiosity as well. And then other things, like if you're basing it on your collection, maybe you only have 2 Tempest Djinns, right? It's going to be tough because I do think Tempest Djinn might be the main creature in here. But you could probably find another creature that would be worthwhile sliding into the deck list. And I say creature because we only got 16 creatures in here, right? Tempest Djinn, Curiosity, Floodpits Drowner, and then the 2 of each of these 2. So if you drop 2 creatures, you probably want to go up a couple more creatures, but you might be fine to go up a couple more tempo pieces as well. Probably not more bounce spells. We already got a good chunk of those between all 4 bounce off, the 2 Flood Maws and the 2 Aetherize too. And depending on what you're seeing, you might need to drop down to like 1 Aetherize too, but usually Aetherize hits its mark really well, and some games you're just really hoping for the 4th mana, other words you're dead, right? And Aetherize will save your butt for a turn. And again, if you got like that Makdee and Itla, and now all their creatures coming down tapped, that's crazy. That's crazy tempo is what that is. Okay, guys, enough rambling, huh? If you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.